sale now. $3.99. Hello and welcome to Official Nintendo Magazine podcast number 12. We're 1 year old.
Yep.
We're doing this for 1 calendar year.
It's amazing.
Momentous.
And to mark this special occasion, it's a pretty average podcast this month.
Why? We haven't recorded it yet.
Only joking, it's excellent.
Yeah.
I'm your host Neil Long and I'm joined by Fred Dutton.
Hello.
Simon Bramble.
Good morning.
Chris Scullion.
Hello.
And Official Nintendo Magazine.
It's
It's sitting here in front of me. Well, yeah, it's got Samus on the front, so she's almost like a guest in herself, but sadly made of paper. So without further ado, it's this month's news. So the major news this month is slightly boastful, actually. The fact that we've all been playing 3DS the last couple of weeks.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah,
That's good.
fair bit of whooping.
Yeah.
It's fully 3D.
Yeah,
Actually, properly.
it actually is.
Actually works.
Yeah.
Stuff leaps out of the screen and slaps you about the face.
Does it though?
It doesn't actually.
No.
Looks good though.
It is pretty good though, isn't it?
There was the odd instance of leapage. There's a bit of Metal Gear Solid where a snake kind of goes,
Yeah.
and that threatens to snake goes, yeah, kind of. It doesn't like stretch out and slap you about the tip of the nose, but it certainly seems to come out to
Yeah.
some degree.
Yeah. Tom did a good top 10 3DS moments on the
did.
website, talking about the bees in Metal Gear.
Not the bees.
The bees.
And the blooper moment in the Mario Kart demo, where it, obviously in Mario Kart Wii, his inky residue splats onto your screen. But on the 3DS, it's really, the effect there is really impressive.
Yeah, I actually had to take 2 days.
Exciting.
2 days off work after that because I got ink in my eyes.
Really?
Yeah.
God.
Hate
I
when
heard that was
happens.
for something else, Chris, but
Yeah, well, either way.
cleaned
Wow.
up now though.
Yeah. To an
All
extent.
better. Good.
What was your favourite moment of the 3DS now?
I had a bit more time with Pilot Wings,
Yeah.
which was good.
Enjoyed that.
I flew into the volcano.
Did you?
Yeah, did I
On
do that?
On purpose.
You are
Yeah,
crazy.
deliberately.
I followed all the rules
I
and
didn't
went through
follow any of the rules.
the set rings.
Just such
There's
a
a
Yeah.
giant volcano there.
You
It
are a
seemed
renegade,
more
Fred.
exciting to fly into the volcano
What was in
than
there?
through some lava.
what?
Lava and death.
You heard it here first.
Magma.
Do you think if you fly into the volcano in Pilot Wings and start off a big like chain reaction, then the game just shuts down for 3 months and you can't fly anymore?
No.
Right? Because of volcanic ash.
Yeah,
No. Is your
I think
answer?
no.
Oh well,
I'm pretty confident no.
that's good. That's good
It's
to
an
know.
Easter egg.
It would be
An unlockable.
realistic,
Yeah, it would.
and yet infuriating Easter egg. You can't play this for 3 months now. Sorry.
I'm no volcanologist, but I'm not convinced that jumping into a volcano actually sets off an eruption.
I think you're being
Really?
modest, Fred. I think you are a volcanologist.
We've all seen the graphs.
We come over and say, "How's it going, Fred?" and quickly closes the volcano graphs. So, I'm working.
Volcanoaction.com. So volcanoes aside, there was also Nintendogs and cats.
I quite enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I thought that was all right.
I'll be honest.
Getting past the cuteness factor.
I didn't have a go on that one, so you have to fill me in.
It was it was just some dogs in a room.
3D dogs, no less.
They were
Yeah.
3D dogs, and you just throw a boomerang around basically and
Yeah.
a ball, and that was great. I enjoyed it.
I
Like
hear that-
Zelda meets-
That's quite a good little effect. That boomerang.
Zelda meets little
A dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was really nice. You could sort of pat them and stuff, and,
Yeah.
and it was all 3D, and they licked your face, and it was like the looking at the screen and stuff. And
Is there
it
any
was,
cats on the show?
No, there were no cats. There were two dogs, but no cats. It was
Fair enough.
incredibly cute.
Slightly awkward, wasn't it? I don't know if your listeners are aware of the setup. Nintendo are very careful about security with 3DS. So
Machine gun towers.
yeah, after you broke through security, when you're playing,
run a little gauntlet to the spiked pits, and
it's like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
It was like a tower defense game. We actually had to employ 50 like dummy people
Yeah,
that we just didn't care about and had to run behind them, so they all got shot down. And
yeah. You had to use Tom East as a decoy.
We did. The late Tom East. God rest his soul.
Gav distract them with his beard, and we snuck him around the back. But sorry, once we got to see the 3DSs, they're heavily guarded by
Pretty
a team
girls.
of pretty girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
you'd
while
never
you're
hit a girl, would you, Neil?
pardon?
You'd never hit a girl.
Never. Why say that?
I know you were thinking about
Oh,
having away with one.
Well,
With the 3DS is not one.
with 3DS, yes, of course.
Oh dear.
Oh, dangerous ground. Yeah. So every time you play on the 3DS, you're basically watched at all times by a pretty yet
quite-
slightly intimidating pretty girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite disconcerting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Especially when obviously their job is to know more, well, to claim to know more about it than you, because obviously they don't know. Everyone who turns up, they don't know how much these people know about the 3DS. So
Yeah,
everything it was
that's
like
true.
it was a big long table with like maybe 15 of them.
Mm.
Is that a bold claim?
Yeah.
Um,
I think it was
Hardeem,
So
I
you-
think, is the official term.
Yeah.
So you look at the first one, it was Mario Kart, and the girl would go, "Hello, have you played 3DS before?" I was like, "No." "Oh, we just look at the screen." All right.
Yeah.
So you do that, and then you move.
Thanks.
Then
That's a good starting point. I suppose.
yeah, so you do that. And this is amazing. And then you walk left, and to the woman who's literally standing right next to her,
Yeah.
and she says, "Hi, have you played 3DS before?" I'm like, "Oh, you just saw me. You just saw
Yeah.
me doing it." So
Yeah.
try and break from the shackles of the script.
Yeah.
And
It was like you sort of went from one to the other, and asked about the third lady. It was like before she said anything, he was like, "Zzz."
Zip it.
exactly.
I know.
I just pushed one. Like I didn't like do physical harm. I just to get in my face. I played your stinking 3DS.
The worst thing was when
How ungrateful.
when we were trying to use the camera, the 3D camera, and we were like trying to do the polite thing and take a picture of, I don't know, the House
Yeah.
of Parliament outside. They go, no, it's better if you take a picture of a person.
Yeah.
I don't want
So
to take a
you're-
picture.
yeah,
So you
yeah,
have to
yeah.
take a picture of these
Taking a picture
posing
of a girl.
pretty girls. Like, really weird.
That
Yeah.
was a real moral
Yeah.
decision. It's like, here are attractive females. Here is a camera
Yeah.
that you are encouraged to use.
Yeah, but they were like, no,
What do you-
don't take a picture of me. And then
Yeah.
they were properly, like posing and doing
Yeah.
all that business with their...
So basically, we all felt like slightly creepy men.
yeah.
So 3DS, that was impressive.
it's good.
Sadly,
Did we play anything else?
a couple were missing, weren't there?
A couple of 3DSs were missing.
Yeah.
I knew you had
I
some
managed
away.
to half-inch one. Yes. I kidnapped one of the girls as well. I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a few missing.
Yeah, they didn't
Star
have
Fox wasn't there.
yeah, or Ocarina or
Or
stuff
Karina.
like
No.
that.
But there was Hollywood. Did anyone go on that Hollywood 60,
Yeah, it's
51?
terrible.
61?
I
Yeah,
didn't.
terrible.
I think
As surprises go, it was fairly
Lame.
I think
yeah,
it had
yeah,
I think it had minor potential. I think
minor
They-
potential.
it starts with a really horrible cutscene, like a realistic looking guy, but animated as if it was an early 90s game.
Yeah,
Just kind of moving and going. I can't remember what it says, but it was really important, whatever it was. And then it takes you to, what was it? It takes you to a nightclub, and you've got to arrange. It's one of those mirror puzzles where you got to turn the mirrors and
I
deflect.
didn't even bother
Yeah.
looking at
You
it.
got
to be
you
honest.
got to like turn these mirrors to deflect a light so that it shines against something at the back of the room. It's quite
In a
nice.
nightclub?
Yeah, was it a nightclub or was it?
No, I
cinema?
don't know. It just
think it was a
sounds
theatre.
amazing. I
A
want to go to this
theatre.
nightclub.
Fred's got
Oh,
it.
right,
It was a
okay.
theatre. So you shine it, and then when it lights up the whole room, there's a guy hanging there, and you had to turn from side to side using the analog stick, and the curtain on in the back of the theatre says "You're next," and you go, and then the demo ends. So I don't know. It could either
Yeah.
be a really
Could
good
be alright.
detective style Professor
It's
Layton
like-
game, or it could be utter tripe.
Yeah,
It was sort of
Yeah.
going for a Hotel Dust meets Professor Layton vibe. But
Yeah,
mm.
I don't know. I just thought it was rubbish.
late. I'd say it was more late on arrival.
Oh, God.
God, that's good. Bang. What else was there on 3DS? We covered everything.
There was
Pilot
Metal
Wings,
Gear.
Mario Kart, Metal
Metal
Gear.
Gear.
That lengthy Metal Gear.
Metal Gear was pretty cool.
Demo.
There was some sort
Kid
of
Icarus?
weird kids film.
Yeah.
There was a kid
Kid
movie.
Icarus
Oh, with
trailer.
the thing with
Yeah.
the owl in it.
Yeah, don't know what that was about.
Legend of something.
Legend of Kagul.
What do you think of the movies?
It's just
on
owls
show?
wearing shell suits.
What do you think of the movies option?
Yeah, sure.
It's nice. It's nice to have it.
Sure beats fishing out for a massive HD 3D TV and a pair of glasses
Yeah.
for thousands when
Agreed.
you can potentially download a 3D film and watch it
Agreed.
on your 3DS for, I don't know, what do we think it's going to cost?
20 quid.
200 quid?
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
20 quid.
I thought you meant
I reckon it'll be
per
20,
film.
20,
200 quid per film. That's a bit.
Get some wall mounts and stick it in the living room.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right. Yeah, just put it in the wall.
I thought, it's good because
Stand
it's
really
the
close.
it's one of the things that
Get a
obviously
giant
the
magnifying glass.
obviously the iPhone and stuff like that, and Apple are selling a lot of movies on iTunes, but this is one thing they can't actually do. So Nintendo's kind of get that kind of advantage. There might be people
Yeah.
who are only interested in downloading movies and watching them on the move, and want to watch 3D movies and can't on an iPhone or whatever. So they might buy a
They've
3DS just for that.
They've got to launch 3DS with a robust and comprehensive online store, you would hope.
I think they need to plunder Disney's vaults and have all 3 Toy Story movies.
Jaws
available.
3D.
Jaws
How about
3D.
Piranha 3D.
Piranha
Yep.
3D.
Yeah, that'd be good.
My Bloody Valentine 3D. All the 3D stuff. All the family friendly
What-
ones.
what-
The Human Centipede 3D.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We love
Lovely
to talk
stuff.
about that. What about because you wear glasses, Chris?
Yeah.
Did you have any problem with your eyes, like
No,
the 3D effect? Or?
I thought it was okay. I mean, yeah, I was worried about that, but I didn't. I mean, I took my glasses off to see what the difference was, but then obviously it was really blurry and I couldn't see anything. So I don't know, but so I don't know what the difference is. But as far as I can tell, there was no
apparently
real
it's-
problems because it was perfectly fine for me.
Yeah.
So.
According to various online reports, is what is it like 1 in 8, 1 in 10 people can't
won't
see
be able
3D?
to see it properly. Yeah.
But you could just flip the old switch down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, even with the
this is
switch
the
off,
thing.
it was weird. There was a kind of flick, when even it's just slightly 3D, and then we switch it down. There is a noticeable switch where the screen goes and kind of looks. It looks a lot, not a lot sharper, but it looks a bit sharper because there's no like 3D effect in it. It's actually really cool to play it on in 2D as well. So
It's
no big deal.
almost it's almost there to remind you, that little slider, because you get into something and you think, okay, this is 3D, and then and you think, okay, let's turn it back to 2D. All right. I remember why I'm so impressed by this now.
Exactly.
This is very impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and
pretty cool.
it's actually quite good fun just playing around with the depth of it, because
Yeah.
it goes.
Yep.
Doesn't make that noise, sadly, but visually, if it did make a noise,
Yeah, that'd be
that-
even better.
it would be.
Yeah.
No, I'd have to go.
So that's shut down.
As long as it's not the generic custard pie noise. That,
What's that? Also, at the recent Nintendo event, it was sort of a post E3 tour. So everything at E3, which I've played in a smug manner. Now,
Everyone has.
all of the UK games media had the chance to play them, including on the Wii, NBA Jam and Wii Party. What do you think of NBA Jam, Simon?
It was a lot of fun.
Did you have a ball playing it?
I'm not even going to dignify that with a witty response.
Is it the shoes?
Boom shakalaka, etc. It was great. It was it had that properly authentic old school jerkiness to it. So which it's like 2-on-2 action. It's really fast, but you can almost see it going frame by frame because it's sort of deliberately jerky and comical movements and stuff.
Deliberately.
No, yeah, it's kind of it's not a smooth, perfectly animated game. It's kind of it's meant to look
Yeah, it's like arcadey.
yeah,
isn't
like
it? Old
like
school
going through
arcadey.
this sort of comedy robotic movements, basically. Just really fast. But I thought it was really cool. I don't really know how much depth there is to it. I don't know. It's not going to be like a PES or a
This is the worry,
or a
isn't it?
FIFA. You're not going to be able to play it for months and months down the line. I don't think. But for a half an hour, knockabout.
I mean,
with a
back
mate,
on
I
the
thought it was quite
SNES,
cool.
played it for months.
Yeah, but with a mate though.
Yeah, it's a
It's not,
multiplayer game,
yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
not something you can play on your own because there's not.
I'm curious to see this. I can't remember the name of special career mode.
They've called it
got
like
in it, but
career remix.
They've got
Yeah,
like,
the remix
they've got the
remix
remix
thing.
tour, which is where you
remix tour.
yeah,
That's
which
it.
is
Yeah.
where you basically it's basketball but with funny variations. So like
Yeah.
there's a slam dunk mode where the backboard you have to destroy it. It's a bit like that, the car level in Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
It's a bit like that.
Yeah.
You have to sort of basically destroy this
Yeah.
basket before your opponent does.
What was
Yeah, it
that,
could be,
that map basketball game when they had that massive scrap in the crowd? And, like everyone just waded in, all the players started.
Oh, the
beating-
Detroit Pistons game a
We
few
should
years
do
back.
that.
That'd be awesome.
Should do that.
Yeah.
Should have a Detroit Pistons
Like they do
mode.
in hockey games.
Yeah,
You just
have
have
a big bundle.
proper smash up. Yeah. That's what it needs.
That's what it needs.
Smash-
A proper smash up.
Smash their stupid 2D faces.
Though talking of the stupid 2D faces, I think it's a really good effect that they've got going on there.
Yeah.
They're obviously playing it for laughs.
Yeah.
But I always just imagine the multi-millionaire basketball players in a studio and some guy from EA going, "Can you put a really stupid face? We're going to put it in a video game."
They've all got
and
that
they're
weird
like,
sort of gurn, haven't they? Like,
yeah, they're
It's
like
really
really,
bizarre.
really going for it, and
Yeah.
they've clearly left their dignity at the door.
Oh yeah,
with
but
this
they
one.
Yeah, they left it.
For
They left
aren't
it.
So
Just by the bags of money they picked up.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
for doing it.
exchange dignity for money.
I think
So-
it's cool because like, when you consider back in the day, like, when you played the old ones, you couldn't tell them apart,
Yeah.
and even if they made them like 3D,
You could see Dennis Rodman because he had white
because
hair,
they had dodgy
and that was
hair,
it.
and that
Probably
was
a
it.
dress as well, didn't he?
And the rest of them are just like generic looking, and even
Yeah.
like nowadays, if they're polygon models, maybe like 20, 30 of them would look like them, and the rest would just be generic faces like in FIFA. At least this way they can just slap make
A
five
big comedy
five-
head on it.
Yeah, 5 photos, just slap them on, job done.
Yeah,
Of course, the thing now as well is what cheats they're going to include because that was one of the highlights of the first game, wasn't it?
yeah.
Like you had that super slippy, super shiny mode or something where the
Yeah.
court floor was properly polished.
And there was certain I remember on NBA Jam Tournament Edition, there was like certain icons that if you shot from on top of one of the
Down.
icons, you get
Oh,
like
yeah.
9 points.
Hotspots.
Just mental stuff
Yeah.
like that, which is pretty cool.
It's all about secret characters, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who's going to be in
But
it?
your theory is
My theory is Obama's a definite.
yeah.
That's my
Obama.
guess.
I'm thinking there's no way that's going to happen.
I'm just thinking.
but there's
logic there,
some
EA's
rights issue, right?
I'm just thinking EA's publishing it. Obama's in Madden. He's at the end of Madden. I think there's some sort of law where current US presidents don't have image rights and can be people
Well, this
can
is it,
use
isn't
them
it?
for
There's a lot
parody
of
or whatever.
T-shirts and posters and stuff with Obama's face
and they
on
never
it.
get
You
moved
get
'cause you can do
action
it.
figures as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So,
I'm
I
guessing
mean, that also
you might
would
be right
explain
there.
why Bill and Hillary Clinton were in the original Mega Drive ones. So I'm thinking Obama's a definite. And also Fred Savage, childhood star of the Wonder Years. I'm thinking
Any
of
any other favourites you'd like to see in NBA Jam? Slam dunking.
Harry Connick Jr.
Teen Wolf.
Yeah. Team Wolf would be incredible.
Really, really good.
There'd be a slow motion bit when the ball just kind of dances around the rim.
I think that's the last word on NBA Jam cameos.
Teen Wolf
Teen
confirmed.
Come on, EA, do it. Wii Party was also there, which I had a go on. Foolishly, I chose the board game option, which meant I just spent 20 minutes watching other me characters run around the board while I just stood there going, this is not a game. I should, for demoing purposes, I thought that was
Yeah.
quite poorly thought out.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I understand that once you get onto the mini games, it's actually alright.
Yeah, I like the balance boat game.
I did have a go on a few of the mini games, and they were pretty good.
Well, they're pretty.
I enjoyed them.
They're pretty solid, aren't they? It's like
Yeah.
I think obviously the shovelware stuff's got a bad rep nowadays. Not that this is shovelware, but lots of
Everything with pie in the title.
yeah, anything with party title usually means there's
Your eyes
50.
glaze over and
It usually means there's 50 like enhanced flash games that have been knocked together in a lunchtime, and they've not bothered with the controls or anything, and it's a shambles. And that's why, I mean, if party games had 50 good fun mini games in them, people wouldn't complain so much because it'd be fun. But
Nintendo are
Nintendo's
actually,
quality
quality control is pretty
yeah,
pretty tight.
in there properly. And it's not
They
even
don't-
like
they don't mess about.
it's not even like it'll be as good as Mario Party, because Mario Party was developed by Hudson, and they've kind of lost their chops
Their
over the
mojo.
last few years. Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is like a proper Nintendo developed game.
Yeah.
So it's basically Wii Sports Resort, only with more than sports in it.
Mm.
Which can't be bad.
Yeah. If there's some way of playing it without that board game getting involved, I'm
Oh
on
yeah,
board.
there is.
Um,
But it's all about the balance boat. That's
Yeah.
the future.
Balance boat.
Yeah, I've been playing that non-stop.
you care to explain that?
Yes, thanks. Well, I've been playing the Japanese version of the game for preview purposes. There's a mode called Balance Boat that I've been playing at home quite a lot. It's a 2-player co-op mode, and basically there's 10 rounds, and in each round you place a Mii character. Each of you place a Mii character on this boat.
Mm.
On its rigging.
Yeah, various rigging and sails of a boat. And you place people. You both place them at the same time to keep the boat balanced.
Mm. I'd
Before
say
each
there was a few sort of health and safety issues there with
I would
that
have thought
boat.
so too.
It's
But
fairly.
yeah, but
I
luckily,
wouldn't be confident going out to sea on a boat that relied on balancing to that extent.
absolutely. And well, luckily the whole filling in of the insurance paperwork isn't one of the mini games, which
Yeah.
is like handy.
Are they wearing life
Um,
jackets, the Mii's?
No, they're as God intended.
See,
But-
that's just sloppy.
It is sloppy, but
What kind of message is that sending out?
it's, don't go with Nintendo Cruises.
Yeah.
But yeah. So before each round, you play a mini game, and like a co-op mini game. And if you succeed, you do the Mii dropping thing.
Mm.
And if you mess it up, one of you gets a really tiny Mii, and one of you gets a really huge one.
Mm.
So when you try and drop them on the boat, it makes things trickier. And
Yeah.
I think I've been playing it like maybe I've played it 15, 20 times. We've not managed to do it yet.
Really?
It's really like challenging.
Quite the challenge.
Indeed, but it's awesome.
There's a jaunty little sort of sea shanty-esque music play while you're doing that.
Yeah. Are there any sort of
not that I can remember, but it's all fairly jaunty. The jaunt factor's fairly high.
good?
Okay.
That's good to
High
hear.
jauntiness.
I'll look out for it.
So
Mm.
Wii Party coming to a Wii near you soon. And now, even though we've just been talking about what we've been playing, here's a jingle
To reinforce.
to reinforce the fact that we have also been playing other games.
Action, adventure, platformer, role-playing game. Every genre. Action, adventure, platformer, role-playing game.
Right, so we've introduced some especially spooky Metroid type music.
Wow.
Freaky.
Just so Fred can talk about Metroid Other M. Take it away.
Yeah, Metroid Other M. It's in stores soon,
September the 3rd,
September
kids.
the 3rd. And you'll notice there's not actually a review of the game in the issue.
That
But
is true.
We have played it extensively, but not quite to completion. So we didn't feel it was quite right to be publishing a review.
It is true.
It is, for the most part, really, really good. It's really fast, really action-packed. It's sort of everything you'd expect from a Metroid game. And then a couple of other things on top of it. And those other things which they put on top of it is where a few problems rear their head. There's some very strange sort of over-the-shoulder sections where everything sort of slows down and you can't shoot your arm cannon, which are very odd. It's sort of like trying to go for some sort of Resident Evil thing with it, which don't really work that well. There are some strange sections where you got sort of trying to scan the environment for a hidden object, which again don't work so well. But if you put all those aside, it's a cracking game. It's absolutely enormous, looks gorgeous. Samus moves brilliantly.
Yeah.
Lots to find, lots to
There's
lots to see and do.
lots to find. You got all your hidden objects and your hidden power-ups and lots of morph balling through little cracks and all that sort of stuff. Massive map to explore. And the sort of cinematic quality of it is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, those
I think we
cutscenes
can all
are
agree. People complain.
amazing.
I've sort of been worried that Metroid's never really been about the exposition and the story, and people were worried about that. But it looks absolutely fantastic, and it's a great story. The dialogue's a bit cheesy at times, but you can kind of forgive that, I think.
Yeah.
It just looks cracking.
What about
Absolutely cracking.
What about the transition between the kind of the motion
2D
and then the stationary scanning and all that sort of stuff?
It takes a couple of goes to get used to it, but once you do, it sort of becomes second nature. It does slow down the action a little bit at times, and this sort of perhaps during some of the boss battles it works less well. But as a way of heightening the sort of exploration element of the game, it works really well. It's sort of scanning the environment for little hidden areas to get into and that sort of stuff. It works really well.
Better than Metroid Prime Pinball then.
I'd say it's probably
How can you say that?
better than Metroid Prime Pinball.
Really?
Sold it.
Yeah, I'm in.
I wouldn't
I'm on
worry.
board.
If you're a big Metroid fan, you're going to have a really good time with it. There's going to be a few moments where you think, why do they do that? That's daft. But for the most part, it's a rollicking roller coaster ride.
I particularly enjoyed the references to drum and bass in your
There's a weird little
hands-on.
Because obviously, like the music in the Metro
Sounds
game
pretty good.
is it's quite sort of key, isn't it? And it's quite excuse me. Metro games are very famous for their music and atmospheric sort of keyboard washes and sort of spooky sounds. Music on this one's a little bit odd.
Yeah.
There is
Samus,
some of that.
drop any lyrics over this drum and bass? Or
She doesn't lay down any rhymes
no?
yet. I mean, it could maybe right at the end of the game.
Maybe she'll
Perhaps
finish
she.
off.
Have the sound engineers at any point put a donk on it?
There's no donks, I'm afraid.
What?
No donking. If
I
you're looking for
expect-
donks,
I expect
look elsewhere.
at least 4 donks in my games. That's heartbreaking.
It's purely instrumental drum and bass.
Okay,
Unfortunately,
fair enough.
I think they've done that so you can put your bit of yourself into the game.
Put your own donk on it.
Yeah.
Put your own donk on there. Maybe you can sort of commentate your feelings about the game through the medium of rapping over the top of the drum and
Through the
bass.
medium of donk.
with a chum.
Yeah.
Co-op.
And you then get sort of a pretty girl in to sing a sort of
Yeah.
melodic harmony
And
chorusy bit.
Wear a silly hat.
Wear a silly hat, probably. Big hoopy earrings.
And replace the letter S for Z whenever you spell anything.
Yeah.
Just to look really urban.
You stick a couple of K's in place of C's as well, just to make it a bit old school.
Yeah, so
Anyways,
that's
back on
So that's
topic.
Metroid.
yeah, something to look forward to in Metroid Other M.
The other M.
With donk or without. On a completely on the other scale of quality gaming, I've been playing Tournament of Legends,
Yes.
which is out now.
Quick.
Yeah, quick, don't buy it.
Rush out and don't buy it.
But I do recommend going to YouTube and just looking at the sort of taunts and bizarre accents and animations that are in that game. Just because it's hilarious.
Incredible.
It's
Care to-
almost worth. I can't remember it.
I can remember 2.
Go on
It's
then.
because the taunt.
This is like a month ago. I
It's
was
because
playing this now.
it's worth explaining when you knock someone down.
Yeah, there's a little sort of quick time event where if you've been knocked down, you have to sort of waggle or press the analog sticks in a certain direction, or
If you're the
you knock
knocky.
someone else down, you get to taunt
Yeah.
people.
It's weird. It's a kind of 3-part taunt where you have to do like different quick time events. So
Yeah,
one of them was
Who's his character for?
I can't remember. It was the Roman guy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Sort of gladiator
He's
dude.
Yeah.
the sort of bombastic idiot gladiator.
Was he the Brian Blessed type?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty
And
much.
it's weird because every taunt is a sentence split into 3 parts with a huge pause in
Yeah.
the sentence while
Yeah.
you're doing the next
With
event. So he goes,
awful
yeah,
animation.
so he goes, in the words of Julius Caesar, big long pause. I came, I saw, big long pause. I conquered. And then the other guy gets up. But the best one was the one guy. Is it the same guy or is it different? It says, this will finally prove, without a shadow of a doubt, that Jupiter is Jupiter.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What does that even mean?
What is that?
Oh, brilliant.
That's incredible. I think in the online review, I think I described one of the characters as a Jamaican guy trying to do an impression of Renee out of Hello Hello, or something like that. I can't remember what exactly it was, but honestly, well worth looking up how odd and how terrible these taunts are.
Get your mate to buy it, basically, so you're not out there.
Yeah.
And then,
And then ridicule him.
And laugh.
Yeah.
Poker Park Wii Pikachu's Adventure,
Yeah.
also out now.
That was a rip-roaring ride.
Incomprehensible?
Christoph?
It's a adventure game where you play as Pikachu and you just walk about different zones, talking to different Pokemon and befriending them. And yeah, that's more or less it. You talk to them and they ask you to do one of three things: hide and seek, or a chase where you got to just run up and catch them, or a battle, and that's about it.
Was it more fun playing it in English or Japanese?
Probably in English because there was some horrible dialogue, which I thought was quite. There's funny. There's some bits I thought were. I can only assume these are deliberate jokes because it was so badly done, and that obviously you can chase someone, do hide and seek or whatever, but you can do a chase with Slowpoke, who's like the slowest Pokemon ever. He says, "You want to play chase?" And you say, "Fine." It says 3, 2, 1, go, and he just walks at a snail's pace away from you, and you just walk over to it and go, "Well, there," and it says, "Congratulations." So he's like, "What?"
You've cracked the code.
Yeah, exactly.
Incredible.
And there's a hide and seek one with Psyduck as well, where it says 3, 2, 1, go, and you turn around and he's literally just standing there, like covering his eyes as if he's hiding. You're like, well, fair enough, it's funny, but
Insulting.
yeah, insultingly. So, I don't know, if you're like 7 years old, you might absolutely adore it because it's like proper Pokemon walking about in full 3D.
If you've
and
got young
chatting
kids,
away and everything, yeah,
fill your boots.
getting funky with it. But yeah, if you're looking for a proper challenge, you'll just laugh at this for like 4 hours and then chuck it.
Or you'll laugh at it for about 5 minutes, then you'll
Yeah.
literally die of boredom.
Exactly.
You'll
It's
curl up
horrible.
underneath a desk and die.
It's
of
horrible.
boredom.
Strong words.
I played the Japanese version of it, and took me days to recover from the tedium of it.
Yeah, but that's because
I had
Japanese.
to go out and like go to like some nightclub and just rake and like down coffee and pump sugar into my
Literally
eyeballs
sap
just
the
to
energy from you.
to get myself back on an even keel.
That's because playing it in Japanese, you lose out in the minutiae of the
I'm sure.
of the conversations that take
Yeah.
place in the Poke Park.
I've never
Yeah.
I've never actually heard
The pin
anyone
sharp
use
scripting.
that word
What?
in conversation.
Minutiae. I use it all the time. I'm sick of using it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah, it's some of the conversations between yourself and Magikarp are chilling.
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 And both chilling and heartrending at the same
Yeah.
time. It's like really makes you think about your perspective on things.
Yeah. There's a couple of first-party DS offerings out now. Also, Art Academy, a solid art game,
Yeah.
I think, and El Atable, 1,000 cooking recipes, which is
It's exciting.
a solid sort of interactive cookbook. There was also, let's be honest, there's more better games. There are better
That's
games.
just brilliant English.
Yeah, I know.
How did you get this job?
Luck.
Likewise.
There are superior games available to download rather than in the shops this month. Jet Rocket, Art Style Light Tracks, and 3D Space Tank being 3 of those. Chris, you played all 3. Could you sum each of them up in one sentence
Yes.
without any preparation?
Okay. Jet Rocket is Mario Galaxy on a low budget.
Yep. Art Style Light Tracks.
Is Tron.
Without the bikes.
Is Tron.
Is Tron.
Is a racing game where you don't actually race. It's
Yeah.
a racing puzzler.
Yeah. And 3D Space Tank.
I think
Is-
that's what it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is 3D.
3D Space Tank, in
It's
summary, is
the guy who made
Space
Star-
Tank in 3D.
Man who made Star Wing makes
Tank
makes less.
Less good tank game.
Makes less.
Yeah.
Man who made Star Wing makes inferior game.
Okay. Oh, good.
That's quite good, but not
Yeah,
that
it's adequate.
Good stuff. And also in the issue on sale now, $3.99. Have I got that plug in yet? I
No,
don't
we
think I have.
don't know.
It's got an amazing free gift in this month as well for a change.
It truly has.
For a change, I think you'll find
For a change.
all our free gifts.
Jesus.
I think what you meant to say there was for pocket change.
Yeah. For small change.
There truly is an incredible free gift for
what is it? I don't even know what it is
£3.99.
this I was just assuming it was amazing.
4 amazing moving stickers,
Moving stickers.
as well as a
Wow.
sheet of Dragon Quest themed decals.
Get
What?
in.
So
Just to explain to those people who are not quite sure what a decal is.
a
what
decal
is a
is
decal?
if you happen to be a big Dragon Quest fan, I know many of you are, you can use our decals to customize your DS and put a load of Dragon Quest
Or
branding on it.
stick them on a lamppost.
Or I mean, you can stick them to anything.
Bit of fly posting.
Say you were some sort of
We do not encourage fly posting here at Official Nintendo Magazine.
say you were
Thank
some sort of automobile enthusiast. Could you perhaps say buy 350 issues of Official Nintendo Magazine?
I'd
and
like it if you did. Yes.
Cover your car in said decals
You
for a
could.
slamming Dragon Quest ride.
Would they stay on after,
You could.
after a car wash?
Oh, yeah.
Would they
Oh yeah,
are they waterproof?
I've tried. I've spat on my DS a couple of times and they don't come off.
Oh, why did you spit on it?
To see if the stickers would come off.
I
Should
thought
have-
it just out of disgust.
It's quality control.
I hate you.
You should have given it a good rinsing under a cold tap.
I should have
Yeah.
done.
Well, a hot tap, actually, would probably be better.
Yeah.
That would have been more.
Again,
apt.
do not
No,
rinse your DS under a
not
hot,
seen
cold,
the- you've not seen
or
the-
hot tap.
You've not
Thank
seen
you.
the quantities of saliva I can produce.
Oh.
It's equivalent.
That's quite a boast, Chris.
Well, maybe play your cards right. You'll see it one day.
So the new A team we've christened as Kirby, Donkey Kong, Pit, and Fox.
No room
Which-
for Murdoch in that
Which
lineup.
one's Hannibal?
Yeah, which one's Hannibal, Murdoch, Face, and BA?
BA is
Oh, Kirby.
yeah.
Really?
No, Donkey Kong, surely.
Yeah, Donkey
The
Kong's
muscle man.
the muscle of the group, I would say. Who's Face?
Oh,
Pit,
okay.
probably.
Yeah.
Surely Kirby. He just is a face.
That's true. That's literally all he is.
He's literally the face
He's just
man.
a round face. That leaves Murdoch and who's the
Hannibal.
other guy? Hannibal.
Well, Hannibal's got to be Fox, hasn't he? And,
Yeah.
and Kirby's probably going to be Murdoch because
He's a
he
bit wacky.
drives tanks and stuff and
Yeah.
submarines. And
That is true. Yeah, I can
It's a
imagine Fox.
perfect analogy, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can imagine Fox with a cigar dangling out of his gob. Anyway, so these, in the absence of Mario
Ooh.
and Zelda until next year, we have Kirby, Donkey Kong, Pit, and Fox in the form of Epic Yarn, Donkey Kong Country Returns, Kid Icarus, and Star Fox 64 DS.
3DS now.
3DS?
It's not
3DS.
that,
Yeah, that is true.
I think they'll probably rename that Lilac Wars 3D before it comes here. I would
they
have
probably
thought.
will. So we've all had a go on Epic Yarn. I think we're all agreed that it is the game that makes you grin the most out of all of these.
Yes.
I think I've already given.
I don't know. When I was
given
playing
my
Donkey Kong,
opinions.
one of the waiters fell over and spilt a tray of food. That made me smile quite.
That's more
Awesome.
Schadenfreude than grinning.
Yeah,
I would say.
Maybe.
But anyway, Epic Yarn. What do you think?
I thought
relaxing.
yeah.
I thought.
it was-
Music's good, isn't it?
The music is
Yeah.
amazing.
Great.
Like the kind of animations is amazing, and it's like it's the cutest thing you'll ever see.
Yeah, it's
It's
fantastic.
like shoving pink cotton wool into your eyes, and then
It's quite painful.
well,
But in a
it's
good
not
way.
that. Yeah, in
Yeah.
a good way.
Covered in lotion.
Yeah,
Like soothing lotion.
yeah.
but then it's so easy.
Yeah,
Wow.
you,
Yeah.
yeah, you and I
It
have the
was,
same
obviously, it was
concern.
obviously really early in the game that demo
Yeah,
level.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like the
And
first level. It was all
yeah.
tutorials.
And there was a bit as well where Kirby turned into the tank and he's dodging all the missiles and stuff. That was a bit cumbersome because he's a
Yeah.
massive tank and there's these missiles coming towards him and stuff. I thought that was a bit challenging.
It's like I think
Did you-
fair enough.
That's
That's
just me.
I think it's fair enough. That's the first level, but I think some of us have seen this over and over again with Kirby games where you think,
That's so
all right,
easy.
that's the first level. That was really easy. Okay, it's still a wee bit easy. Let's wait for it to really kick in, and then you get the credits and go, all right. So it was just easy all the way through it. So I
That's
just
fine.
really
Let's hope not.
I really hope this doesn't happen with us
But,
because
but
it's
for
going to be
like
amazing otherwise.
for a kids game, that it doesn't matter. It's,
Yeah,
like, it's the
exactly.
most beautiful kids game ever.
Yeah.
And
just-
it's easy to forget that it's possibly not for us.
Just a hard mode
Like,
would be nice, though. Or
old
double the
dudes.
enemies.
Yeah.
Job
Yeah.
done.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe a few sort of zombies made out of felt.
It looks amazing. All that
axe
felt stuff,
wielding,
yeah,
axe wielding maniac made out of cotton,
yeah.
Yeah.
something like that.
I'd be up for that.
Add up the stakes a bit.
I'd be up for
Um,
that.
So we'll see. That's not out till next year now.
Maybe
so-
the team at Nintendo will cotton on to your way of thinking.
Oh,
God.
silk. just thought a name. I
We're just
thought
naming textiles
name
now.
material.
Yeah, come on, we're losing the thread here. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jesus. Donkey Kong Country returns.
Does it?
That's looking cracking. And for a game that we thought would never exist, is turning out very well indeed.
It's very much existent.
It very much exists.
For a game that
You
we
were,
knew was
you were playing it with your foot in your mouth the whole way through, weren't you?
Yeah. I was just cursing its existence throughout our demo. Well, I think we've all played through the 4 available levels.
Yes.
I don't think I
and
finished
we're gonna
any of
be-
them. I kept dying. It's
We're going to
really
be
hard.
playing more
It's difficult, isn't it?
for the next issue as well.
It's the yin to Kirby's yang.
Yeah.
It's extremely difficult.
Tis. Did you go on that boss?
Yeah, I didn't understand.
That
what
was
to do with
tricky.
him. What did you have to do with him?
You have to jump over him, but he's got spikes on the front of his body, so you have
Yeah.
to jump over him but land on his back. So it's very. You have to be very, very precise. It was pretty tough.
Yeah.
There's a classic minecart section as well, which was difficult as well.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
one for the hardcore platformer.
I'm
fan.
curious to see if the co-op will work. Just from what I tried.
It's interesting how that was
co-op.
split, wasn't it?
Yeah, from what I tried of it, obviously, yeah. That's the
I
noise of the
think
3DS going 3D.
I think it's designed, well, in my opinion anyway, it would seem that it's designed that in a way that the player controlling Donkey Kong is the sort of, experienced platform fan, and in two-player Diddy Kong is like your friend who's perhaps not as
A noob.
accustomed.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it's quite cleverly done.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Whether if there's 2 of you who are pretty good at platformers and the type of platformer Donkey Kong Country is, then it might be a little bit too easy.
On this evidence,
Perhaps.
do we think it's a game that befits a studio of Retro's talent?
Well, yes and no. I mean, it's a bit of a shame that they're not doing something more epic in
Yeah,
scale.
Absolutely.
But then
yeah.
at the same time, like, you can't argue with the fun factor, and it's
Yeah.
fun. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's an interesting one. That
Yeah. You'd think
sort of disappointing, but at the same time,
Still
not
well, still a
disappointing.
quality sort of game, yeah, yeah.
At the end of the day,
No, it'll be great. It will be great, and
Yeah.
fair play, I guess,
Yeah.
to them.
at the end of the day, let's not kid ourselves. As long as Funky Kong's in it, we know it's getting 98 plus. So
As long as the funk is successfully
Yeah.
brought,
yeah, as long as bring the funk, we'll bring the score.
as long as retro get the funk out at some point.
Oh,
absolutely.
borderline.
And then once they're done with Donkey Kong, they can get on with making
Prime 4.
Funky Kong, Funky
some
Kong
sort
Country.
of new franchise
Yeah.
Funky Kong
on a
Prime.
scale of
Or
Prime.
Funky Kong Prime Echoes.
Corruption, in which he
Another game.
takes backhanders from a local mob boss.
This is probably the time to mention Funky Kong's voice in that cartoon.
What was? It's had a Jamaican twang.
Yeah, have you ever seen Donkey Kong Country animated CGI French cartoon? I believe it's.
We should put that up on our YouTube channel.
We should. It's got bizarre. Funky Kong's got a bizarre Jamaican accent.
Yeah.
Really, it ruined the mystique of Funky Kong for me
Yeah.
because I expected him
Yeah.
to have a
Sort of a
Like a-
bodacious California.
yeah, sort of
twang.
Michelangelo turtles.
Yeah.
like,
When
hey
we
dudes.
started watching it, we both went, he's going to say, "Hey, dudes." He's going to say it. And then literally his first words, "Hey, dudes." Yeah. Straight in.
Awesome.
Lovely. Kid Icarus, also part of the new A-Team. All we've seen thus far is the trailer
Which
that
is
everyone
lovely.
else has seen, but in 3D on a 3DS.
Looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really
There's some-
annoying in it, but we said that last
Yeah,
month.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, go away.
Walk like a dog.
Yeah.
That'll be alright.
I hope they change that.
They won't.
But and as long as they keep that in the cutscenes, fair enough.
Yeah.
As long as he's not
Nattering
shouting.
away.
As long as it's not a regular
Yeah.
taunt.
There's
all
some
the way
interesting comments made by Mr. Sakurai about the game. In that, well, on first impressions, it looks like a Sin and Punishment style shooter, but there's lots of on-foot bits to it. I'd be interested to see what proportion of the game is shootery
It's
and
not
what
gonna-
proportion is on foot.
It's not going to go all Driver 3, is it?
Who knows? Who knows?
I think it's
Drive
a game
3,
that we really need to see more of.
Yes.
So we can figure out what exactly is going on.
Yeah.
All I can say is I'm pumped
Yeah.
for it.
It looks awesome.
You're ready to... No, I'm going to give up on the puns because it's...
Go on.
No, go
one,
for it.
go on, one more.
Go for it.
Go on.
I didn't even... Something about pitting yourself against...
No.
Pit your wits.
Pit your wits
yeah.
against...
Yeah.
You should really think about these things instead of trying to wing it.
Oh, God.
Don't kid yourself, Chris.
No.
We've got to move on.
So I was just thinking.
Star Fox 64 3DS.
That wasn't there,
which
but...
I have played.
I've played it too, but the original one. It was good.
Well, I've played it in 3D
Mm.
with better graphics. Yep. It's pretty special. It's pretty good. I can't wait to see more. That's got to be a launch title, surely. The game's made.
You'd hope so.
They've just got to upscale it and whack some 3D in there. Boom.
I don't think it's quite
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Making games is really easy, isn't it?
Just press the 3D switch.
I'll do it at lunchtime if you want.
All right, I'll look forward to it.
No
Tell me
worries.
I'm looking forward to having Slippy Toad back in my life.
Indeed.
Looking forward to pressing the nuke button. Put a nuke button in it. Nintendo.
Put a nuke on it.
Yeah. Put a nuke on it.
Yeah. Very impressive in 3D. You can really feel the depth, and if you remember playing the originals, swooping down and going through those sort of pillar gate things, very cool, and all the buildings crashing down beside you, awesome. The detail as well is extraordinary. That just is so crisp and clear on 3DS that it just feels like a brand new game. I'm sure Nintendo will be accused of being lazy and rehashing some old classics, but I don't care.
Well, yeah.
I don't care.
Anyone
I
who-
want to play these games again.
I'm sure anyone who moans about that can stuff the other 70 games that are coming out in their
Yeah.
mouth and shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've decided.
Aggressive,
Yeah.
but
Shut
I
up.
get your point.
Put 70 games in your mouth and shut up.
So now it's on to reader questions.
You have mail.
First question comes from Aaron Jinx. It's a lengthy one. I've not read it before, so excuse any
I
stumbling.
think the first sentence would sum it up.
Okay. What is the worst part of a game you've played that has had to involve the use of the microphone?
This is DS
I
specific.
think his answer is, I very much agree with his response. I love Spirit Tracks, but I can remember using the panpipes to complete the final boss at the college disco.
To remember that bit.
Yeah.
It must have been a real
It's
rocking disco.
set in a college disco. So you take the
I
train
think
to...
he's suggesting that he was at a college disco, probably
I-
wasn't having a great time, so got his DS out.
I misunderstood for comic effect.
I did actually find that bit really fiddly on the bus, because I think the vibration of the bus and the noise in the background was just constantly.
he did
I was
really
playing
well.
it on a
for me.
plane recently, and it was very annoying.
Yeah.
I have to say, panpipes and Spirit Tracks. That's my answer. Absolutely, you're right, Aaron. Anyone else?
Mine's is the WarioWare minigame where the wee guys are crossing the bridge and you've got to keep quiet. And I was playing it on the bus and it's just impossible because the bus noise hits the microphone.
Yeah.
Did.
No other examples really leap to mind, to be honest.
No.
Like brain training when you say yellow, yellow, and they don't understand you. Yellow.
Like it's a call
You're,
centre.
you're too English.
It's too English.
Yeah. Fully agree, Aaron. Thanks for your question. Sally Taylor from Coventry asks, what game / experience made you a Nintendo fan? For me, it was playing on a long forgotten arcade machine. I think it was called the Play Choice 10. where my mum used to work, and I played Super Mario Brothers and Probotector, I think, and went mental. And immediately, like a little brat, demanded that I have a NES. Unfortunately, I got an Atari 2600.
Gutted.
And then several years later, got a NES.
That's all right.
That's mine.
Probably
Simon?
Donkey Kong Game & Watch for me, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, old
also
school.
back in the day, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was it for about 10 years, then I got a Spectrum.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I didn't. I had one of those. I had the parachute-based Game and Watch where you catch these dudes on a parachute
Parachute,
in a boat.
I believe it's called.
Yeah, parachute. But I didn't realise at the time that it was a Nintendo thing.
Yeah.
I just thought it was like a
game.
Game and Watch.
Yeah.
You don't realise, do you? Fascinating, Fred?
I think also the first game I played was probably Game & Watch.
Yeah.
But I don't remember loving it because, let's be honest,
They weren't
rubbish.
great.
No. Then I got a Commodore 16, which I might have played Boulder Dash on or something like that. I don't
Nice.
know. And then I got a Game Boy with Tetris and Maryland. And
Yeah.
they went from there, really.
Awesome.
My mate had a NES.
Yeah.
I went around, my folks wouldn't let me have one, so I went over
Really?
to his house.
Yeah. Good plan.
Yeah. Good.
Strong plan.
Played
Chris?
ice hockey.
When I was like 3, my family went to America because my aunt stayed there, and she had an NES, and I got properly addicted to it, Super Mario Brothers. And then we come back to Scotland, and the NES came out later that year, so I got it for Christmas.
Awesome.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, Sally says, for me it was when my dad bought me and my brother our first ever console, a Pokemon Edition Game Boy Color with Pokemon Yellow. We have never bought a non-Nintendo game system since.
Yeah,
Good for you, Sally.
So many people
Nice work,
started
Sally.
on Pokemon.
Yeah,
That game
It's incredible,
alone
isn't it?
has started more people off than
Yeah.
anything else.
absolutely.
Approved.
Thanks, Sally. Nick from Hartford, my hometown. Hello, Nick. Hello, Hartford.
Shout out to the Hartford Massive.
What up, Hartford? Nick asks, I know the 3DS isn't even out yet, but what do you think the DS after the 3DS would be like?
Old.
God. Yeah.
2D.
Old and turned off. Probably.
Does he mean
I think he means a successor.
the successor to the
like
3DS?
4DS.
Yeah.
With
God.
4D,
I can't
no
even
idea.
imagine.
It'll have smell.
Smell.
I think it plugs directly into your soul.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get my brain around the 3DS at the minute.
Yeah.
I don't know. That'd be amazing, probably. Probably like
I don't
it'll beam
even
into your brain
know.
waves and
Yeah.
Like that
I don't know.
holodeck in Star Trek, but
Yeah.
in a games console.
Yeah.
You'll be able to set it on the floor, and both the screens will be touch screens, so you can go boop 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 with your hands and like
Like that console out of Minority Report, where you just like...
yeah.
I think it'll just be a pair of contact lenses. You just put in and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
the most portable game system ever. But
Yeah, exactly.
Don't play it when you're trying to cross the road.
Yeah. And you
Like you'll be in
just
a
look
spotlight.
mental if you're on the bus doing it.
Yeah.
Probably get arrested.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks, Nintendo, in advance. Yeah, I've got no idea. On the similar theme, Mr. Iwata has mentioned that they're working on the successor to the Wii this week. Has anyone got any clue what that might be?
HD.
The mock-up I saw that that someone's...
But he said it's very surprising.
All right.
The boo.
The Woo.
Wii WikiWa.
Well, it's just a Wii with Wikipedia in it.
Yeah.
Wikipedia channel.
Wii.
That sounds
Very
very
surprising.
disappointing.
I used to go to a company called The Wow, and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
It'll be like, I don't know, it'll be good. Who knows?
It'll be
I think
good.
it's going to be called the Whoop Whoop, and it will be in HD, and it will have 3DS type compatibility.
All right. Good.
You'll be able to control it with your tongue and your toes.
Awesome. So that's that confirmed. If you have topics you want us to discuss, email us at onm@futurenet.com with the subject heading podcast question. And now it is this month's competition. Last month's prizes were Rooms, the main building on DS, the astonishing Terminator 3, The Redemption on GameCube, and Poker Park Wii, Pikachu's Adventure on Wii, as you might expect. It's got Wii in the title. entrants had to record their own Pokemon song. So we've got a top 3 here. The third place entrance is a song from Olawale Aina. I hope I've pronounced that right. And this is how it goes.
In 2001, the 6th of April, two games were released in Europe. They were the second iterations of an RPG series named Pokemon. They are the kid brothers of Pokemon Red and Blue versions of the games that started it all. They blessed in numerous ways and were heroes of countless gamers. Their names are
So that's,
Pokemon Go.
So that's Olawale Aina there.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for your efforts.
Appearing on a LaRue B-side near you.
Yeah, superb work.
It needs a Scream remix, that, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Just drop the...
Lay down some drum and bass on it.
A couple of donks on that and job done.
Boom. Runner-up is Daniel Curley, in a very similar style to the Sonic song that we played a couple of podcasts ago. And this is how it goes.
She's got both hands on an ultra ball. Raikou is in her side, he's in her side. I choose you, Pikachu. Oh snap, they are both electric types. You know that I want your Raikou, who will catch me, that too.
So it carries on like that. I think we've got another Justin Bieber in the making there. Thanks, Daniel.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
You got that one just in the last minute.
Nice, very nice. Yeah, I think we've got a future singing sensation there.
Yep, I'd say so.
Thanks, Daniel. The winner is
if there is a winner here.
Daniel. Keep stum. The winner is Ben Milner. No relation to James Milner, the Aston Villa England centre forward.
Maybe.
Not centre
Could
forward.
be. We don't know.
Attacking midfielder. Well, yeah, we don't know that.
He's not.
Could you email us to confirm, please, Ben?
Or James.
Or James, yeah. If you're listening.
James is a listener to this podcast.
Yeah,
patron.
he's a big fan of Muramasa, the Demon Blade. Ben Milner is the winning entry, and here it is.
Look, it's a Pikachu. Go Squirtle!
Now transporting to Poke Park.
It's quite avant-garde.
Welcome to Poke Park. He will just enslave you here. But don't worry, it is fun. Don't worry, there's no wild Pokemon. You will not be ambushed by wild Pikachu. Wear more and get a diss-type advantage. Once a Snorlax came
So, Ben Milner there. Thanks very much, Ben.
Reminded me of Captain Beefheart at his most...
Yeah, avant-garde. I think he gets extra points for Pikachu relevance there. It's the most recent Pikachu game. So well done. You've won as your reward for that. Rooms, the main building on DS, Terminator 3, and Pokepark Wii itself.
It sounds like he may already have that because he's using the music from it to sing over.
Yeah, might just keep that.
In
If that's
which
okay, Ben.
Well, we'll send him it and he can always chuck it in a skip or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean he's not playing on his instruments himself?
Well, I mean,
be.
I suppose that's highly presumptuous of me. He could very well be conducting a whole orchestra.
He's certainly
Various-
mastered the vocal side of things,
Various
hasn't he?
limbs and appendages. So
Yeah.
fair play.
Guy as well, isn't he?
He's still
Yeah,
at it.
you can't fault the commitment there. So this month's prizes, or next month's prizes, are Where the Wild Things Are on Wii, Jam with the Band on DS, Octomania on Wii, International Athletics on Wii, and wait for it, Mary King's Riding School 2
What?
on
That's a
Wii.
doozy. Of a
I didn't mean
prize.
to put that down. I wanted to keep that. Never mind. I love these listeners like they were my
Yeah.
children.
So I would hope that Jam with the Band aside, there's a fairly decent trade-in, fairly decent trade-in value on those games. So yeah, well worth entering. Next month or this month, depending on when you're listening, entrants have to send us your best Nintendo jokes.
Can I just get this one out of the way because everyone's going to do it? How'd you get Pikachu on a bus? Pokemon. Just because
Yeah.
well, everyone's
We're going to get about 100 of those.
Yeah, I just thought I'd say that one so no one else.
We will stress that these have to be original jokes of your own creation. We will scour the internet and various joke books to see if they've been used before.
Yeah.
So you've got to come
also
over your own
keep it
gags.
clean.
Keep it
Try
clean.
and keep it
kids.
clean.
Yeah.
We don't want any grubby talk on this podcast.
Exactly.
Um,
Certainly, unless it comes from us.
Yeah, absolutely. So email your best Nintendo joke or jokes to onm@futurenet.com with the subject heading Podcast 12 Competition.
Puns are welcome.
Puns welcome.
As long as that's a punchline in the joke.
Yeah.
Not jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go crazy. Do anything. Issue 59 is of official Nintendo magazine, is on sale now. £3.99. It's in an incredible holographic wallet thing with Samus on the front. You can read all about Metroid Other M inside. If you've got questions for us, onm@futurenet.com. Put the subject heading as podcast question. Have a look at our website, officialnintendomagazine.co.uk. Twitter is twitter.com/onm_UK, and Facebook, facebook.com/official Nintendo magazine. We've also got sad news. Frederick
Sad music plays here.
Frederick Dutton is this is your final podcast.
It is my final podcast. It's a sad day, clearly.
Could you explain why you've betrayed us?
I've had it up to my eyeballs.
It's understandable.
With Neil's poor grammar.
I'm not surprised.
No, I'm unfortunately leaving the official Nintendo fold
What?
this
Indeed.
month.
And indeed, leaving
yeah.
the country.
I'm moving to Washington, D.C.,
Yeah,
Bam.
boy.
where I expect to be made president within a few months. I don't know. No, I'm moving to Washington to
Yeah.
live with my wife. Who has a job
Exciting
there.
times.
Yeah, so it'll be good. But it's been a joyful time. And
Don't worry, you will see
Yeah.
Fred's words
I'll be about.
in official Nintendo magazine going forward.
my spirit will live on.
Yeah. The ghost of Fred. So we're going to have... who are we
You're
going
going to need a new man.
The Demon
Yeah.
of Dutton.
Who should we get in next month?
Get Gavin or something maybe. Or
Tom.
Tom.
Gavin or Tom? Or
Yeah.
both?
Oh, easy. It's only 4 mics.
That's true.
Tom's small enough to sit in one of our laps.
Gav doesn't need a mic anyway. He's got that sort of that baritone Welsh voice.
Okay. Well, look forward to that.
Oh, I don't know. You don't want a Welshie on the podcast, do you?
Oh, you've got a jock, so here it is.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the United Nations of O&M. Yeah, so
I have to get
if,
Simon to adopt an Irish accent.
if you'd like to send in a poem dedicated to Fred and his sterling work on official Nintendo magazine, we'll read that out next month as well.
We'll be sure he gets it.
But in the meantime, thanks for listening. Speak to you next month.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much for listening to the